Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild here on Madden 25. We have done a lot in the 2002 era of NFL football. So we're going to take some time away. We'll come back to it, but we're going to take a break from 2002, and we're going to journey a little bit more modern. We're going to be going to 2021/2020. It is what it is. We're going to be going around that time period. And we're going to be rebuilding the Washington football team / Commanders because in this era, they were still the football team before they officially switched it. Like I think it was like 2022, they switched to the Commanders. So they're technically still the football team, and that's probably what I'll title this video. But they do switch it like a year after this to the Commanders. So we're going to be doing the 2021 Washington football team. And this team, we know how they turned out in real life. I mean, they made the NFC Championship this past season, unfortunately losing to the Eagles with Jaden Daniels getting a really, really good rookie season. But in this era, this earlier era, about what, 4 years, 5 years earlier, this Commanders team / football team, and I don't really know which name I'll call them. I'll probably transition between both of them throughout the entirety of the video, so I apologize already for that. But this era of the team was not very good at all. They never really found their quarterback. They had Alex Smith, but then he had that knee injury, the devastating knee injury that almost, I think it almost killed him, really. Like with all the different infections and stuff, and like they almost had to amputate his knee. Like it was disgusting. And so but then he comes back and he plays in like 2020. I think he played a game, which was just absolutely insane. So they had Alex Smith there. They had Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace to the Simba. They thought that he was going to be the guy. He never really, unfortunately, turned out to be that franchise quarterback for them. Then they moved. Who'd they get after that? They had like Taylor Heineke play some time. They had what am I thinking of? Ryan Fitzpatrick. They had him play a little bit of time. Like they never really found their quarterback until Jaden Daniels. But that's a long way away in our rebuild time. So we're not going to wait that long to find Jaden Daniels. We're going to find our quarterback within the first couple of years, whether it's Dwayne Haskins, who's already on the roster here as the backup quarterback, or it's going to be somebody that we draft in the next couple of years. But the rest of this team is going to need a lot of help. This team is not very good at all. So there's a lot of positions. Almost every single position needs a lot of help. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. It's going to be a very, very difficult challenge to rebuild this Commander team. So I'm going to need your support. Also, if you want to leave a suggestion down below in the comments for a team or a specific player, or a specific scenario that you want to see me rebuild, or a specific era that you want to see me rebuild a team in, let me know down below in the comments, and I will take them on. The ones that I have are 2002, 2018, 2012, modern day, obviously. This one, 2021. So I've got a lot of different eras of NFL football for you guys to pick from. So if you have any suggestions, you want to see me rebuild a team or a player or anything like that, leave them down below in the comments. And without further ado, it's time to rebuild the Washington football team / Commanders in Madden 25. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe channel, and join the Juice Club. Let's do this. So here's the squad. Alex Smith at quarterback, but he's only a 70 overall. Here is Dwayne Haskins. He's only a 60 overall. Then we've got Antonio Gibson, who's young in 75 overall, but he's got superstar depth, so that's a nice addition. We have Terry McLaurin, who's also ascending to superstardom, but he's the only weapon on the receiving core that we have. The only guy serviceable on the offensive line is Brandon Scherf. Logan Thomas is fine at tight end, but we're probably going to need to upgrade that as well. So basically, this entire team needs to be upgraded. And then don't even get me started on the defense. I mean, we've got a aging Thomas Davis Sr., who's about to retire. We've got Cole Holcomb, who has not become the Cole Holcomb of modern day. Maybe he will in this rebuild. Who knows? There's a chance that he could. We've got a young Chase Young, who I think is a rookie this year, if this is 2020. Yeah, so he's a rookie this year. Stud. one of my favorite Ohio State Buckeyes in recent history, and hasn't really panned out in the NFL. Kind of had some injury history. Hasn't he's moved on to the Saints. They traded the Commanders traded into the Saints. He's played well for the Saints, but he's never become that unbelievable generational pass rusher that I and a lot of other people thought he was going to be. But the Predator is still a beast, and I like him. We've also got Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. It's funny to look back at this era of the Commanders and look at like nobody's on this team anymore. Sweat is in Chicago. Chase Young, we said, is in New Orleans. Jonathan Allen just got released this past offseason. Matt Ioannidis is retired, I think. Landon Collins is retired, I'm pretty sure. Cole Holcomb's on the Steelers, I think. I don't remember where Cole Holcomb's at. There's nobody on this team anymore. And then the only guy, I think Brandon Scherf retired. Antonio Gibson was on the Patriots. I don't know if he still is. Terry McLaurin's the only guy on this team still. That's absolutely insane that there's nobody on this team from what they are currently in real life. So there's a lot to do with this team. We have some young pieces. Like I said, with Chase Young, we have Montez Sweat, we have Jonathan Allen, who's not super young, but he is going to get better. There's some promise, there's some structure to this team. We just got to build on that, like always. Now, I do want to point something out. You may have noticed in the top right corner, my head coach says Drew Brees. And you may be wondering, Juice, why do you have Drew Brees as your head coach of the Washington Commanders / football team? Technically, Drew Brees is still in the league at this point on the New Orleans Saints. And that is a funny thing. When I was going to create, here's Drew Brees, by the way. He's still in the league, 41 years old. I think his last year. But anyway, when I was going to create my custom coach because I always, for these rebuilds, I always go back and look at who the coach was at the time of the rebuild. And usually I put them in, and it was Ron Rivera. And so I was going to be like, okay, I'll just put Ron Rivera in as the head coach. But when I went into it, and you might be seeing this right now from when I was editing or when I'm editing this, I recorded the moment that I went into the create a coach, and Drew Brees' player model was as the head coach. You could see I was going to put in Ron Rivera, but then I looked over and I noticed that it was Drew Brees. I was like, I can't put Ron Rivera's name on Drew Brees' body. So I changed it to Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is going to be our head coach. I guess there's a way that with this roster, the 2021 roster, there's a way that you can get Drew Brees' player model to be your head coach in the game. I didn't know that was a thing, but I went with it. We're rolling with it. So Drew Brees, you'll see it. You can't see it anywhere other than on the field. So when we eventually make the NFC Championship slash Super Bowl, then you'll be able to see him on the field in all his glory. But hopefully we don't play the Saints. That'd be pretty awkward. But yeah, Drew Brees is our head coach for this. I was gonna go Ron Rivera, but I can't put anybody else's name on that face other than Drew Brees. So that's what we're rolling with. I just wanted to point that out there in case you were wondering why Drew Brees was the head coach of the Washington Commanders. So we're going to simulate this first season. I did load in the draft class. It is the 2021 draft. It's got Trevor Lawrence. It's got Zach Wilson. This is a tremendously bad quarterback class. I mean, it's just god awful. You've got Trevor Lawrence. He's good, we think, kind of. Then you've got Zach Wilson, just a horrible quarterback. Trey Lance, was he ever good? We'll never know. Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields, but he's really just a running back at this point. And then Mac Jones, just a horrible quarterback. This class is just bad. There's no redeeming qualities at all in this class. Trevor Lawrence, I like, is the only kind of bright spot, but we don't even really know if he's that good. So we might not get our quarterback in this class. It might not be this one. Maybe not. I don't know. Running back, we don't necessarily need, but I wouldn't pass up like a Najee Harris if he's available to me. And then at wide receiver, obviously, we'd want to go with one of these three, if not multiple guys in this class. Jamar Chase, freak. Jalen Waddle, freak. Devontae Smith, freak. I'd love to get any of those guys, maybe multiple of them. There's also some nice steals later in the draft, like Nico Collins, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's some good guys down the board that you can find. Even Ben Skowronek. You can find some good depth pieces down the board a little bit. But obviously the main guys are the top three. So we're going to be looking heavily at those guys. At tight end, there's some good ones, and we could possibly be in the market for one. Kyle Pitts, Pat Freiermuth, not Tommy Tremble. You've got Luke Farrell, who ended up being a quality NFL player. Noah Gray's a quality NFL player. This class is really only two guys in the tight end position, but offensive line, which we need desperately, we got to go after a bunch of these guys, and I don't really know why does Aaron Banks have Penei. Oh, I was gonna say Penei Sewell's player portrait was on Aaron Banks for a second, because I was already on right tackle. But offensive line, we're gonna need, and this is a very deep offensive line class, so we're gonna be need to grab a lot of those guys. On the defensive side of things, there's not a whole lot on the D line, which good for us because we're not necessarily in the market for that. But then outside linebacker, there's a couple guys, Micah Parsons, which I don't know why he's a middle linebacker, but I will draft him and change him from a middle linebacker if it helps. Uh, for him to go lower in the draft if he's a middle linebacker and not like his actual position, then I'll keep him so that I can get him a little bit easier. But this is a good class for some really, really good players. And right now, is there anybody on this roster that I'd be willing to trade that could get us a first round pick? I'm not willing to trade Chase Young or Jonathan Allen or Terry or Montez Sweat. I would be willing to trade Kendall Fuller, maybe. None of these guys down here are going to be willing or worth a first round pick, unfortunately. So the way that we do it is actually, you know what? Who might be worth trading for? A little man named Justin Jefferson. Is he worth trading? No, we can't trade it for him. Okay. I just wanted to test it out. I just wanted to test it out. Is there any players that we might be able to grab? What kind, instead of drafting a quarterback, is there a quarterback I could trade for? Rookie Joe Burrow? You got to be kidding me. There's got to be something I can give you that you would trade Joe Burrow for. What about Ronald Darby? Oh my God, they value him like crazy. We currently sit with the number 2 overall pick. We might end up with that. Who knows? What about if I give you a first round pick in a few years? Okay, Joe Burrow's off the table. I mean, he was a 75. I had to try it. I had to try it. Tom Brady still in the league as a quarterback of the Bucks. Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, young rookie. Mahomes is good. Philip Rivers still quarterbacking the Colts. Tua is a rookie here in Miami. Eagles need a quarterback, that's for sure. Niners need a quarterback. Good God. I mean, they do get Trey Lance, I guess. Oh, Stafford's still in Detroit. I don't think. Oh God, not this era of Patriot football. Oh no, Cam. Let's see. There's Drew. Russ still in Seattle. Big Ben. Deshaun. Oh no, Deshaun Watson. Good. What? What? Deshaun Watson's good. Can I get him? Talk about the memes. Can I get Deshaun Watson? No, there's no trade packages. I don't think that there's a quarterback option for us, unfortunately. Can I get Brady? No, they don't have any. I don't have any trade packages for Brady. How much do they value Tom Brady, though? If I give them a first round pick in a few years, what does that do? Okay, that's reasonable. Justin Herbert's going to be unbelievably hard to get. Dak to I mean, I might as well just keep waiting for like 2022 or something for a quarterback because I'm not seeing anybody that I want. Sam Darnold before he had his resurgence. Do we try to rebuild Sam Darnold? I guess I could just go with Dwayne Haskins and see if he turns into anything. I might trade Alex Smith and then just start Dwayne Haskins. I can get Carson Wentz, but he'd still be a high enough overall to pass to not allow what's his face to start. So, can I get a second round pick for? I can't trade him to the Ravens. What about if I trade him to the Jets? Because the Jets are desperate for a quarterback. They draft Zach Wilson in this, obviously. Can I get him for a second round pick? You're desperate for a quarterback. What about a third round pick? You've got 2 of them. You don't need both of them. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're speaking the similar language that I like. I can't give you a right tackle. Left guard, I can give you. I guess I can give you Sadiq Charles. No, that's not going to really matter, is it? What about corner? I can give you Cool Hand Luke. Oh, trade offer accepted. Okay, so we get a third round pick. We send Alex Smith to New York to quarterback the Jets for a year or two. That leaves us with Dwayne Haskins as our starter. Maybe he's going to be the guy. Maybe he can go from a 60 overall to something. I don't know, but he's our quarterback this year. He's got good throw power, nothing else really. We'll see what happens. We're going to simulate the year, see what happens with this team. I'm expecting us to be just the worst team in the league, but that could change. Maybe we win some games we aren't supposed to. I don't know. Let's find out. I'll simulate year number 1 and I'll bring you guys back when we are finished. Season 1 is finished. We went 6-11. Very mediocre. Mediocre, which is not ideal if you want to get a good draft pick. How did Dwayne Haskins do? 3,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. That could very well be the playbook holding him back. Commander playbooks don't simulate horribly from what I've seen, but they're not obviously one of the better ones. So if we change playbooks, Dwayne could take the next step. Antonio Gibson did not have a good year on the ground, but that just is playbook uh, dependent as well. 800 yards from Terry, 2 touchdowns. Only 2 touchdowns through the air for Terry? Oh, that's gross. Gross. All right, not a good season all around. 99 tackles from our bag of bones, Thomas Davis Sr. Cam Curl had a good rookie year. Nice to see. Matt Ioannidis, 16 tackles for loss. Sweat had 14. Allen had 13. Sack leader was big Predator himself. Chase Young, 8.5. 8 for Sweat, 7.5 for Ioannidis. Interception leader Fabian Moreau with 5. Okay, not what I expected. Troy Apke, 4. Kendall Fuller, 4. Yada, yada, and more yada. Okay, so we miss out on the playoffs in year number 1. Not shocked at all. Kind of predicted that to happen. But we won a few more games than I would have preferred. So this first year's draft is not going to be as goated as it probably could be. Cardinals and Bills in the Super Bowl. What is this? Oh my God. Cardinals and the Bills. What alternate timeline did I jump into? That is just mega gross. Jeremy Reeves got 5 upgrades, by the way. That's pretty cool. All right, well, I mean, it looks like the Bills got it done. Josh Allen has a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP of the league and the Offensive Player of the Year. Darius Leonard is the Player of the Year for the defense. Then Chase Claypool and Jordan Brooks are your Rookies of the Year. Take a bath. Okay. Let's move to the offseason, but first, you got to take a look at depth trade upgrades, potentially. We didn't have a good season, so I would doubt that we have anything. Haskins only grew by 2, unfortunate. No upgrades on the offense, and Kevin Pierre-Louis goes star. Abke, did he always have star? I don't honestly know. He might have gone up, but nobody else that I notice goes up a dev trait. So we're going to have to switch some people out, make some tough decisions. We have a lot of cap room, so money's not going to be an issue, but finding good players to pay that money is going to be the issue. Okay, Ronald Darby needs a new contract. Deron Payne, Landon Collins. I think I'm going to let Landon Collins go because we have Cam Curl, so we're not really in the need for a big-time safety. Reuben Foster, I would love for him to turn into something, but he's not going to. He's already 27. Let's get Fabian Moreau back because he's 27. He's a 78 overall. He had a solid season. Solid enough. So we'll offer him a new contract, and he will come back to the team. As far as Ronald Darby goes, I'll maybe bring him back. 3 years is fine. We'll go like 7 million and 8 million, and he's gonna come back. Okay, so Darby's back, and so is Fabian Moreau. We'll accept the option on Deron Payne. I didn't realize it was an option. And then, can I get anything for Reuben Foster? I can't pay that. I can't pay that. Can I get anything for Landon Collins? Like a second round pick or something for him? Robert Quinn, AJ Klein. Nothing. Nothing in the trade market. Can I just make my own trade? The Bears need a strong safety. Well, good news, Chicago. I've got a strong safety for you. We can't get a second round pick, but we can probably get a third round pick. We got a third round pick for Alex Smith, I think, as well. And I'm probably just going to... No, I don't care about a punter. It doesn't really matter. We'll let those guys walk and we'll go to free agency. Now, this is the first rebuild that I've done in this era with this roster, so I have no idea what free agency is going to look like. There could be good players, there could be bad players. Who knows? It's bad players. Harrison Butker is the best kicker or the best player in the class, and he is a kicker. This is just bad. There's no redeeming qualities in this draft class. There's no potential sneaky picks. It's just all booty. It's all a bunch of booty. Although Matt Milano at 27, maybe he turns into something. I'll pick up Matt Milano. We know he develops in real life because he's a great player for the Bills, or was a great player for the Bills. Let's see if we can grab him. We're not paying him that much. And he comes to Washington. Okay, that'll be a nice little pickup. If anything, it's a band-aid to cover until we get the actual starting right outside linebacker that we want. All right, let's get to the draft. Let's get to the draft. I want to see mock draft number 5. I want to see where we're picking, who they have us projected to take. Do we need to trade up? Do we need to trade down? What's going on? What's the situation? We got to see what that is. Let's take a look at the draft, though. I did use my national focus on quarterback because I forgot to change my scouts, and quarterback was one of their top needs, or one of the top picks. So Trevor Lawrence is top 5. Justin Fields is round 1, true. Zach Wilson's round 1, true. Najee's a top 5? Interesting. I did scout Amara. He's around 3 to 4. I don't need to scout the other wide receivers. We know they're going to be goated. Then I scouted Creed Humphrey. I'll put one on Landon Dickerson. I'll put one on Christian Darrisaw. We need to really knock out the offensive line quickly. We know Penei Sewell is going to be a beast. Who else do I want to use my final one? Jalen Phillips is a fine player. JOK, I do see he might be a good one. Maybe that's, excuse me, who we use. I apologize. Maybe that's who we use it on. Other than that, I mean, this is a decent quarterback room. There's a lot of good players in here. PS2 actually fell down to round 1 to 2 type of talent. There's no way he's actually a round 1 to 2 guy. If we could somehow snag PS2, I mean, that would be unbelievable. We'll figure out where everybody's projected to go right here. Let's take a look. Let's take a little peek skis. Mock draft number 5. So the Jets aren't satisfied with Alex Smith. They're going to take Trevor Lawrence. Penei Sewell's going to go 3 to the Lions like he did in real life. I don't know if it was 3, but he's going to go to the Lions. Zach Wilson to Chicago. Jalen Waddle to the Rams. Trey Lance to the Falcons. Jamar Chase has fallen all the way to 12. Interesting. Mac Jones to the Eagles. Darrisaw to the Raiders. The Raiders. Chargers gets PS2. He's a round 1 guy. Where are we at? What team are we? We're the Commanders. We have number 8. Okay. They want us to take J.C. Horn. I don't hate that. J.C. Horn's a great player, but Jamar Chase is on the table. How can I pass up on Jamar freaking Chase? I don't think I can. Micah Parsons at 23. Oh, how do I get everybody that I want? I want everybody on this. I want everybody. I want Jamar Chase. I want Patrick Surtain. I want Micah Parsons. How do I get these guys? How do I get everybody? I've got to come away with Micah Parsons. That's just an absolute guarantee. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to come away with Micah Parsons in this class. So how do we do that? While also getting Jamar Chase and possibly somebody else? No, it's going to be too difficult to get multiple different people. But we might be able to get 2 first-round picks if I trade somebody that's worth a first-round pick. Who is that? I don't know. Brandon Scherf could certainly get us a first-round pick. Kendall Fuller might be able to get us a first-round pick. What about if I trade Matthew Ioannidis? Probably not a first-round pick, but he could be used alongside somebody else to get a first-round pick. So let's talk to somebody around like the middle teens. Like 14, 15 is kind of where I'm thinking. So 14 from the Jaguars. Where does this land with us? Okay, so that's a little bit tricky. What about if I toss in Ronald Darby as well? That gets us into the orange. Okay, now we're speaking some languages. And what about if I toss in a second round pick from 2027? Sorry, my throat is pretty clogged right now. Very, very close. We could probably have three third round picks this year. We could probably get this with a first, but I don't know if I want to give up a first. Is a first really where I want to go? Oops, I took off the second. That's not my bad. That's my bad. Do I give up a first in 2027, which would end up being 2023? But hopefully we're not worried about draft picks by 2023. So we do give up Ioannidis Darby and a first in 2027, gets us a second first round pick, which is the Jaguars pick at 14, I think is what it was. So now we sit at 8 and 14, which puts us in prime position to get Jamar Chase. And now we have 14, so that puts us in position to get either Patrick Surtain or Micah Parsons. Can I get another first round pick to get Micah Parsons? Because if I could come away with Jamar Chase, Patrick Surtain, and Micah Parsons, I mean that's the goated draft of all time. Is there a way I can do it though? We don't have to go for anything too crazy because Parsons is like 23. So if I can get like number 20 or 19, something like that, whatever comes first that I see. Number 20 from the Bucks. What do they want for that? They want Jonathan Allen or a couple of picks or Terry McLaurin. You're not going to get any of that stuff. So you can just stop asking for that. But I could give them Brandon Scherf. I could, theoretically, could give them Brandon Scherf. Kevin Pierre-Louis doesn't do much. Do I really tear down my entire offensive line? He's the only good offensive lineman we have. Do I really tear down my entire offensive line for Micah Parsons? I think I might. Trade offer accepted. I probably could have got more. Ah, crap. Okay, we get 3 first round picks. I made a mistake there. I probably should have got more for Brandon Scherf. Oops. We also got rid of Kevin Pierre-Louis, which I didn't really want to do. Kind of forgot to take him out of the thing. Kyle Pitts goes number 1 overall. Talk about craziness. Trevor Lawrence goes 2 to the Jets. Lions have 3. They take Jalen Waddle. 4 is Zach Wilson to the Bears. Good luck with that, Chicago. The Dolphins take Rashawn Slater. That's a good pickup for them. The Rams will grab Trey Lance. Good luck with that. And then the Falcons will grab Justin Fields. Good luck with that. And now we are up. So our first pick needs to be Jamar Chase. Then we come back. We grab ourselves Patrick Surtain. He's number 16 in true value. He is great. He's struggling with his hair, but that's okay. Everybody does. Penei Sewell goes to the Giants. Would have loved to have Penei Sewell. Mac Jones is a Colt. At least he's not a Patriot. Browns take J.C. Horn. Panthers grab Devontae Smith. And the Eagles take Elijah Vera Tucker. That allows us to grab Patrick Surtain, which we will most certainly do. Patrick Surtain the second. And then with our next pick, we will grab ourselves Mr. Micah Parsons. Saints grab Kadarius Toney. Good luck with that. Kwity Paye, Christian Darrisaw, Caleb Farley, and Greg Newsome the second, who I do like. Greg Newsome the second is a great player, but Micah Parsons is our guy wherever he's at. Where's Micah Parsons at? There he is. I passed him. And also, don't even forget about Najee Harris being a top 5 pick. So we get all 3 of the guys that I wanted. But now we don't pick again until round 2, pick number 8. Does Najee go in the first round? Zaven Collins, Peyton Turner, Greg Rousseau, Jaden Phillips. Amon-Ra went first round. He was around 3 to 4 true talent. He goes first round. I thought we'd be able to snag him in the third round or something. Okay, so I don't know who just got taken in the final pick of the first round, but was it Najee? Najee is still on the board. There's still a chance we can get a first round top 5 talent running back. We have pick number 40. It was Tyson Campbell, actually. We have pick number 40. Landon Dickerson goes to the Bengals. If we trade with the Jets from 40 to 34, we can come away with Najee Harris. And then we can trade Antonio Gibson for something else. Maybe a guard, because I need one now. Draft picks, Jets. Hopefully, it's not too expensive to trade up. It's not that expensive. Perfect. We can toss in maybe a sixth from this year and get it very close. And then we can toss in like a sixth or a seventh from next year and maybe get it done. Trade offer accepted. Perfect. So we jump from 40 to 34 to take our main man, Najee Harris, who's a top 5 true talent in this class. Bada bing, bada boom. That's our last second round pick of the draft. We have multiple third round picks though, so we can make some real good movement in the third round. We have the second pick of the third round, which is huge. All right, who's on the table? So we got Paulson Adebo, who I like a lot, but there's not a whole lot else available. What about offensive line? What are we looking at for offensive line? Without having Amon-Ra St. Brown here, it's kind of annoying. We might have to take Nico Collins. Left tackle's taken, but Quentin Miners is available. That's center's gone. I was gonna get Creed Humphrey. Right tackle. Okay, so offensive line is a little bit thin now. A little bit thin. Baron Browning's still a middle linebacker option. Chaz Surratt. We're getting a little thin. Little thin. I don't like it. I might take Paulson Adebo here. That makes the most sense, I think. Yeah, let's take Paulson Adebo. We add another corner, him and PS2. Then I'll probably grab myself Quinn Miners with 68. Adigazua goes to the Jets. We'll take Quinn Miners with this pick to at least give us, excuse me, some sort of guard. And I think Trey Smith is also down there too, so maybe we grab him too. Quinn Miners, welcome aboard. And then we'll skip to our next pick. Kellen Mond, Tommy Tremble, and Dwayne Eskridge go. Okay, so our final third round pick. Is there any left tackle that I want? Not really. There's Trey Smith, but he's potentially undrafted. Maybe I take Kendrick Green at center. I don't hate the pick. And I don't think there's anybody else that I really want. We kind of looked through the class when we were looking to take, when we decided to take the guy that we just took. So let's take Kendrick Green. We obviously need offensive line. He's not a great offensive line piece, but he's serviceable enough. And then we'll go to the next round, and we will grab ourselves somebody else. I don't know. Nico Collins, probably. Let's grab Nico. So we come away with an extra wide receiver, doubling up on wide receivers. That's 3 that I trust now, with the inclusion of obviously Terry. Then we go to the 5th round, and I might take Trey Smith if he's still available. He should be. He was potentially undrafted. He is still available. I don't know how good he's going to be. We know how good he is in real life. We're going to take him. He's got normal dev, but he's a solid guard option, and that is going to be all that I do for this draft myself. I mean, that first round, we were wheeling and dealing. We were getting everybody that we wanted. We even somehow managed to get Najee Harris as well. So in the second round. Huge draft for us. Absolutely massive. That's a killer draft. We were able to get Najee, who is a 78 overall. Surtain's a 76, 75 for Jamar Chase, 74 for Micah Parsons, but I'm going to turn him into his natural end position. And he should go up, I would think, right? We turn him to a right end. He ends up being a 77. So we get Micah Parsons, we get Najee Harris, we get Paulson Adebo, Quinn Miners. Yeah, the offensive line is going to take a little bit of a hit, especially with the loss of Brandon Scherf. But we were able to come away with a top 5 guy in Najee Harris, and Micah Parsons is right up there as well, and Patrick Surtain, obviously. I mean, we're going to be good in a few years, obviously. These guys are great. Do I change the playbook now, though? to try to build with Dwayne Haskins? That's the big question. Do I want to grow with Dwayne Haskins or do I want to just ride it out with what we have and then get a new quarterback later? Offensive line's gross, but we'll work on that. Okay, linebackers are bad. We've got to get Micah Parsons starting somewhere. How about if I switch to a 3-4? Would that be better? The best scheme fit is a base 3-4. Perfect. But do we switch playbooks? What happens if I turn Montez Sweat into a stand-up linebacker? What if I turn him into an edge rusher? Like outside. What about if we turn him into a left outside linebacker? Does he go over up and overall? What happens to him? He is an 84. He's an 86 D end. I don't hate that. This dude cannot be the starter. It's got to be Micah Parsons. I might even be able to trade you. Casey Toohill? No. Actually, what happens if I make you a stand-up outside linebacker? You have superstar dev. You're 6'4", 254. What if I turn you into an outside linebacker? He's a 77 right now. He ends up being a 75. All right. I don't hate that. That at least gets Micah Parsons a chance to play. Okay, so Sweat will now come off the outside as a linebacker. That gives Micah Parsons a chance to play. I realized I could have put Micah Parsons as an outside linebacker, but I want him on the D line along with Chase Young. But now the big question is, do we change the offensive playbook to help Dwayne Haskins? Maybe we go to Buffalo. Because Buffalo has obviously Josh Allen, who has a big arm. Dwayne Haskins has a big arm. Maybe Buffalo is the offensive playbook that we go with. I don't usually switch playbooks this early into a rebuild, but I kind of want to develop Dwayne Haskins. So let's simulate to the regular season to load in the 2022 NFL draft class. That's got, who's in that? Is that Bryce Young in that class? It might be. I think it's Ike Ekwonu. I think he's in that class. Left tackle or right tackle, I guess. Who else is in that class? 2022. I guess we'll find out when we load it in. Bryce Young could be 23, though. Yeah, he's 23. This is the god-awful quarterback class. That's right. I forgot about that. So Bryce Young's 23. But Aiden Hutchinson's in this class, which could be huge, along with Sauce and Kayvon Thibodeau. Defense could be improved tremendously in this draft. If we are in a position to. I don't know. We're going to simulate the year. Maybe we're going to be better. We won 6 games with not that great of a team, and now we've arguably gotten a lot better. Not even arguably, we've indefinitely gotten a lot better. So we'll see what happens with the new playbook on offense. Buffalo's offense. We'll see if Dwayne Haskins takes a next step. Let's simulate the year and find out. Year 2's in the books, and we won 5 games. So I don't think it was necessarily the Bills playbook this time. I think it might just be Dwayne Haskins is a very low overall, plus our offensive line is really bad. So it's not really a nice combination there. How did Haskins do, though? He put up more numbers, which is nice, which is what I wanted him to do. 3,900 yards, 22 touchdowns. I think once he starts to, or whoever our quarterback ends up being, is a higher overall, then we're going to start winning a lot of games because the Bills playbook is pretty good. Antonio Gibson, we're probably going to trade to move on to Najee Harris. So, a good season. Jamar Chase led the team in yards, even though he was a rookie, and nobody got over 1,000. That's okay. Wasn't really expecting anybody to. Defensively, Cole Holcomb with 128 tackles. Milano had 107. Tackle velocity was Jonathan Allen with 21. He had a big season. Deron Payne at 18. I wonder if that's going to be star dev for him. That's a pretty decent season. Sack leader was Chase Young with 8. Payne had 6. I got an eyelash in my eye. 4.5 for Jonathan Allen. 4 for Micah Parsons. He did okay as a rookie. Nothing too crazy. And then interceptions, 2 for a bunch of different people. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We didn't make the playoffs again, but it's not the end of the world. We're still not ready to make the playoffs. We got to fix this offensive line We got to figure out who our quarterback is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Dwayne Haskins or if it's going to be somebody else. It's certainly not going to come from this draft. This draft has no quarterback. Ravens and Packers are in the Super Bowl this year. All right, whatever. Is it going to be the Ravens? No, it's the Green Bay Packers. So Aaron Rodgers delivers Green Bay another championship instead of leaving. Okay, good for Green Bay. Good for them. So Aaron Rodgers gets MVP of the Super Bowl, Mahomes MVP of the league, Jarvis Landry and DeForest Buckner are the players of the year, and then Trevor Lawrence and Andre Cisco are the rookies of the year. Trevor Lawrence of the Jets. Okay, let's take a look at the team. Do we have any dead trade upgrades? Please tell me we have at least a couple. Nobody on offense, just revealed to have superstar for Najee and for Jamar Chase. Dwayne Haskins has grown to above a 70. He's a 71. That's still not great. Defensively, Jonathan Allen has X Factor now. Parsons has star. Matt Milano goes up to star. That's new. So does Holcomb. Okay. So we're getting some development there. Sertan has superstar revealed to have. So we still need another middle linebacker because we moved to a 3-4. Defensive line is finished. We don't have to worry about that ever. Safety, I'm okay with Apke and Cam Curl. I guess we could maybe upgrade Apke, but he doesn't necessarily need that. We could use an extra corner, but we need to put most of our focus on the offense. We need to fix every single position on the offensive line. Maybe Quinn Miners can step up in the future, but we need to fix every single position on the offensive line. And we need to maybe get a tight end. But other than that, we should be good with that. Oh no, Jonathan Allen needs a big contract. Why, Jonathan? Why? We'll pay you a lot of money because you're a very good player for us. And he's going to come back. Montez Sweat, we'll accept his fifth year option. Troy Apke, I will pay, even though we might look to upgrade you anyway. But I don't really have a plan at this point, so we might as well pay you. So we'll pay him. Sean Dion Hamilton, Logan Thomas. We probably need to re-sign Logan Thomas because I don't have a backup plan at tight end. So it's going to be Logan Thomas for now, but I'm looking to probably trade him, or not trade him, upgrade him to somebody else. I don't know who that's going to be. We also do need to trade Antonio Gibson so that Najee Harris can just start. So Antonio Gibson, what can you get me, big dog? What can you get me? Christian Kirk, Jerome Baker. We're looking for another middle linebacker. That might fix that need right there. Yeah, I can't pass that up. Jerome Baker at what, 25, 81 overall, star dev. That's our second middle linebacker figured out. We already got Holcomb. So, bada bing, bada boom. One position filled. Just like that. Thank you, Antonio Gibson, for your service, but we have Najee Harris. Now we just need to focus on the offensive line. Boom. That's done. Okay. We could use an extra corner. We could use an extra safety if we want to upgrade on Apke. We could use an extra outside linebacker if Matt Milano is not the long-term option. Oh my God. Jair Alexander is in free agency at 25 years old. How did the Packers let him walk? Cortland Sutton's also here. How did the Packers let this man walk away? Well, we got to pay as much money as physically possible. 6-year contract. I'll pay him so much money that he won't even be able to breathe. He'll be suffocating from all the dollar bills, the dollar bills. He can have a Scrooge McDuck style pool where he just dives in his money. That's how much money I'm willing to pay Jair Alexander to come to Washington. I don't know if we're going to be in the lead. Please, please, Jair, sign that contract. You know you want to. Do I... Ooh, Carlton Davis. That's not a bad backup option either. I was looking for an extra corner, and if we don't get Jair, then Carlton Davis would certainly be a fine piece. What about offensive line? Because we need every single position. Guard, we need only one of them because we do have Quinn Miners, who we took, and we took Trey Smith as well, but he's not that high of an overall. The offensive line class isn't very good, though, unfortunately. I might go for Bulaga or maybe. No, I can't go for Shell. We might just have to ride it out with nobody on the offensive line again because I don't like any of those guys. I don't want to pay decent money for those guys when they're not going to be there for the long term, I don't think. We're going for both Davis and Jair. I don't know if Jair's going to pick us. I hope he does, but I don't know if he will. As far as an upgrade to safety, there's not really anybody here that would be an upgrade. I think that's the two guys that we're going to go after. Two corners, which funny enough isn't even the biggest need that we have, but they're the two of the better players that I see here. They're both 25. Please, Jair, sign with me. Please, Jair. No, we got Carlton Davis and not Jair. Ah, dang it. I should have paid more for Jair. I should have. He picked the Buffalo Bills. Of course he did. At least we get one of them. I needed a corner. We didn't necessarily need two corners, but getting Carlton Davis is a big pickup. God, I wanted Jair though so bad, man. That would have been such a legit pickup. All right, so Quinn Miners is going to play one of the guard positions. I don't know which one he's going to play. Trey Smith is still here. Kendrick Green at center is fine for right now. This is just a gross looking offensive line. Let's move to the draft and figure out what we're doing here. I'm assuming we're going to have a top 10 pick, maybe a top 5 pick. We'll have a top 10 pick at the very least, but I would hope we have a top 5 pick. I don't know how else the rest of the league did. Like, was there any other people that were really bad? I don't know. I don't know. I did scout Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Stingley. I scouted some of those guys just for the fun of it. We know Hutch is a top 5 talent, but we need to look at offensive line. So Ike Ekwonu, definitely got to scout him. Kenyon Green, Tyler Smith. At center, you got Linderbaum, which would be huge. Zion Johnson, Evan Neal. If I could come away with Tyler Linderbaum and Ike Ekwonu, that would be probably the money draft. Zion Johnson would be cool too. But if I could come away with Ekwonu and Linderbaum, that would be a W draft. How do we do that? Is another question. Where are we picking? Trayvon's going to go number 1 to the Jags. Okay. Patriots get Aiden. I like that. I like that a lot. So Ekwonu, we have number 5. And they have us taking Ike Ekwonu. Okay. That's a W. Where is... Ooh, Kyle Hamilton. Where is... Derek Stingley would be fun. There's a lot of good players in this draft that I would like to have. Where is Linderbaum? Linderbaum is 26 to the Cowboys. Okay. That's not that hard to trade up. We can make this work, right? We can make the Cowboys give us 26. They know that they want to give up 20. They don't want to draft a guard. You don't need a center or a guard or anything like that. No, you don't need anything like that. They want Montez Sweat. I'm not willing to give you Montez Sweat. I will be willing to give you maybe we'll throw Steven Sims in the deal. God, we need a left tackle so bad. That's why we're going after Ekwonu. I'd also be willing to give you somebody, Casey Toohill maybe, or Milano. Milano probably is the better to trade because then Toohill will just develop faster, I would think. And I'd also be willing to give you Jimmy Moreland. So those 3 players plus whatever draft pick. Oh, you need they can't take Milano's contract, unfortunately. They can't even take anybody's contract. Oh no. They have no cap room. Well, we're gonna have to deal with whoever's at 25 then. Who's at 25? Or 24. I saw 24 up there recently. Who was 24? 24 is held by the Eagles. They have a good amount of cap room. Okay, so I can do the same deal. So Jimmy Moreland, Matt Milano, and who was the other guy? it was Steven Sims, the receiver. How about we do that? And that gets us into the red. So then we toss in. That's right. I got rid of my first round pick in 2027. We toss in a first round pick in 2028, I guess. Accepted. Oh, I don't like that, but it is good enough to get offensive line help. So let's draft. Let's draft and figure out what's going to happen here. So number one pick does in fact repeat history and be Trayvon Walker to the Jags, if as well. Hutchinson goes to the Patriots. I love that. We pick at 5, and we can have Aquanu at 5. Evan Neal went, and Kayvon Thibodeau went. I mean, Stingley's a great player. There's a lot of great players in this class, but we need offensive line above anything else. So Aquanu, number 13, he's got hidden dev. Welcome aboard. And then we have number 24 as well, and it looks like everybody's there. Vikings got Kenny Pickett top 10. That's gross. All right, Zion Johnson and Linderbaum. It's got to be Linderbaum. Got to be. Tyler Linderbaum has been acquired by the Commanders, so that's left tackle done and center done. Although we do have Kendrick Green. Maybe we just move him to guard. Brees Hall's available. We don't need a guy though, a running back. Jaquan Brisker and Jalen Petrie are both available to be grabbed. So is George Pickens. I was looking for a replacement to Troy Apke. Maybe what's his face is that option? Jalen Petrie. I wonder if George Pickens makes it to the third round. Probably not. Bernard Ryman is available at left tackle. We can make him play right tackle. Cam Jurgens. Luke Godke. Somebody's playing tackle for us. Do I take Bernard? I think I do. Let's take Bernard Ryman. We hope that Pickens makes it, but Pickens isn't really like a big deal. It would be fun to have him. Let's see who's on the board now here in the third round. I think Pickens is gone, unfortunately. Yeah, Pickens is gone. That leaves us with Kyler Gordon. Lewis Scene's not a bad option. I probably should have taken Petrie, shouldn't I have? I didn't really even think about that. But safety is not more important than offensive line at this point for us. So if we're going to take a safety, let's take Petrie here in the third round. Or not Petrie, Lewis Cine. He's number 19. He's got a depth trait. He could be already higher overall than Troy Apke. You never know. I doubt it, but you never know. And then we go to the fourth round, and this is probably going to be the final pick that I make. Tyquan Thornton. Bad flashbacks. We could take Alec Pierce. That might not be a bad pickup. And it's probably where we're going to go. Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, no. There's a tight end. Isaiah Likely's there, I think, right? Yeah, Isaiah Likely at tight end. Let's go with that. We need a tight end to replace Logan Thomas at some point. So Isaiah Likely probably is that guy. Maybe he's not. I don't know. And we will go to the end of the draft. This one was a weird one. I still like everybody that we came away with, and I don't think I'm regretting any of our picks or anything like that. So we're pretty good. We just still don't have a quarterback unless Dwayne Haskins is that guy. Aquanu, at least we built up the offensive line. That's going to help out a lot. It's going to help out a whole heck of a lot. And Lewis Cine comes in as a 75. What was Apke? I think he was higher than 75. I don't remember exactly. But we enter year number 3 with a pretty solid team. Oh, geez. Kenny Pickett's the new leader in Minnesota. Good luck with that, guys. Good luck with that. Okay, so offensive line already looks a little bit better. Quinn Miners, what about if I turn you into a right guard? Does that mean you jump to a 69? That'd be pretty useful if you did. Nope, no. Ah, crap. I accidentally did not save it. The team is coming together. I can see the vision. I don't know if you guys can see it too, but I can see the vision for a Super Bowl championship. We just got to get a little bit more. They're still missing a couple of pieces. So if we go generate best lineup, Miners ends up being still a 68. So Schweitzer, I guess we just cut. West Schweitzer. Let's just cut him. We incur penalty 563. That's nothing. Okay. So we're still in the market for a few guys. What about if I move Kendrick Green to left guard now? I guess I could have just moved him to right guard and then kept Miners at left, but it doesn't matter. What about if I move Kendrick Green to left guard? Does he go up? He ends up a 71. Perfect. So Wes Martin can get cut. And then Kendrick Green will start at left guard. Miners at right guard. Okay, so we're looking a little bit better there. Wide receiver, we still only have 3 that I like. This is all up to Dwayne Haskins. Because the defense is pretty much there. The defense is ready to go. Offense is better than it was last year. He's got 2 legit weapons and then Nico Collins there as well. So we'll see if the Buffalo playbook can take us to the promised land and develop Dwayne Haskins. He's at least out of that 60 overall range where you're bad forever. He's at least gone up to a 71, I think. So there's promise. What did I just click on? Oh, crap. How did I even get into this? I did not mean to click this. I don't care. Our offense, that's our strong. There you can see Drew Brees, by the way. Run defense, I guess. I'm not even paying attention. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to get in this. I can't back out. I was trying to go to the draft class, and I don't care, honestly. I don't even know what I promised. I promised 1,300 rushing yards to not allow. We're probably going to allow that. I don't care, though. I didn't mean to click on it. Okay. So we load in the 2023? Right? Because I just loaded in 2022, right? Yeah, we just did that one. Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. So let's get the 2023 class loaded in. Bada bing, bada boom. There's Bryce Young and there's CJ Stroud. So if we're going to need a quarterback, this is going to be the class to get the quarterback. This is going to be the class to get that quarterback. But I'm going to simulate year number 3. Hopefully Dwayne Haskins improves. If not, we're going to have to unfortunately move on from him. Year 3 is in the books and another mediocre season for the Washington Commanders. 7-10. And I think at this point it is not about the playbook. I think it's about Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately. 3,900 yards, 27 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. I mean, those are good numbers. It's just he's not getting the job done. And yes, I know that the offensive line still isn't fully fixed yet. But Terry had a great year. Kelvin Harmon, 960 and 10 touchdowns. Okay, that's got to be some sort of dev upgrade, right? I mean, 960 and 10? That's crazy. Jamar Chase had a down season. Jerome Baker, 120 tackles. Cool. 96 for Cam Curl. Kendall Fuller, 74. Tackle for loss leader was Chase Young, the Predator, with 20. Allen and Payne had 17. Sweat had 10. Sack leader was also Chase Young with 14.5. 7.5 for Payne and Sweat. Interception leader was Curl with 4. Apke with 3. PS2 had 2. And we missed the playoffs again. The 3rd straight year, we are no longer in the playoffs. I think we're down to just a quarterback, and we can win a Super Bowl. We obviously have to fix the offensive line a little bit more. I'm not saying that we don't. But the Rams and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl this year, so Mahomes finally gets to one, and he will win it. 31-26 over the Rams. The LA Rams, yeah. And we will go to the offseason, year 3 offseason. Got to get a quarterback here. I don't want to pass up, or I don't want to replace Dwayne Haskins, but I think I might have to. Mahomes MVP of the Super Bowl, Josh Allen MVP of the league, Robert Woods, Aaron Donald are the players of the year, and Garrett Wilson and Chad Muma are the rookies of the year. I don't think that we're going to be able to win a championship with Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately. It's just not going to be the way to go. Although he is up to a 75. He is up to a 75. He just he's I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Cam Curl's up to an X factor. That's huge. The rest of the team is ready to go. Although I do think maybe a defensive playbook change would also be in the works. It could help us out because Washington's defense is not really the best. I'm thinking either Pittsburgh or who else? Maybe Dallas. Dallas defense. I'm kind of thinking Dallas. Let's go Dallas's defense and then maybe Pittsburgh later. But we need to keep working on the offensive line and then maybe take a quarterback. I don't know because I didn't think Dwayne went up to a 75, but he now knowing that he's a 75 overall makes me think maybe we could keep him. I don't know. I'm in a between a rock and a hard place right now. Accept the option on Chase Young. Terry McLaurin needs to get paid. Well worth it. Absolutely happy to pay him. He is God tier. So we will pay him an exorbitant amount of money to come back. Deron Payne needs a new contract, and he's gone up to star. He's actually developed really, really well. He was like, what, a low 80s when we started this? Maybe a high 70s with normal dev? And he's not signing. Okay, well, we got to franchise tag him, but we also have to pay Dwayne. No, why, Dwayne? Why? Why do you need a contract extension? Oh no, that might make our decision easier then. We get Cole Holcomb back. Kelvin Harmon, I mean, I got to bring Kelvin Harmon back. He just got a crazy good season and got star dev. So he's got to come back. And he will. Oh, why, Dwayne? Why? Everybody else can leave. We got to franchise tag Deron Payne. That leaves us with 50 million. I think Dwayne might have made our decision a little bit easier. Do I pay Dwayne Haskins this money? Or do I go with fellow Ohio State teammate CJ Stroud or Bryce Young? Those are really my only two options at quarterback in this draft. Do we commit long term to Dwayne Haskins or do we just bite the bullet, trade him to somebody else and then take a rookie? Oh, I feel like if I trade him away I'm going to be like I should be arrested because he's like I mean I feel icky inside if I do that because he's passed away in real life and I'm a big Dwayne Haskins fan and I don't why'd you have to be up for a contract? What do I want to do? Why if he was going to be up for a contract, why couldn't he have just sucked and then I would have made it a lot easier, but now he's actually like decently good and he has a chance to get even better. I'm going to ride it out with him. We're going to commit long term to Dwayne Haskins. 75 overall at 26 years old. There's still a lot of room to grow. It's a weird decision. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm still kind of AJ Brown. Oh my god. And Tremaine Edmonds are here. Oh my god, these or these free agency classes get crazy. I only have 17 million. I got to restructure. We got to bring AJ Brown in. And Tremaine Edmonds. Let's restructure some contracts. We're gonna get a little crazy here. I haven't restructured contracts in a long time to do something like this, but we're gonna restructure. We're gonna restructure Jonathan Allen's contract. We're not gonna restructure Dwayne or Terry's because we just re-signed those guys. But Foster, Kendall Fuller can't do that because he's only 1 year. Carlton Davis, Chase Young, all these guys get restructured. All right. Does that give me enough money to bring in both of them? Probably not, but maybe one of them. AJ Brown and Tremaine Edmonds both are superstar dev. Both are kind of interested in coming here. We can get one of them. We don't necessarily need AJ Brown. Tremaine Edmonds would be the smarter pickup because then since we re-signed Cole Holcomb, we might be able to trade him and get another draft pick. That could be something that is possible. What about that offer for Tremaine Edmonds? That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Whoever's the other teams are going a little bit more ham, and I don't know if I have enough pork. I'll try it. We get up a little bit higher. My throat's struggling today. We get up a little bit higher, take the lead on Tremaine Edmonds, but that means we can't get AJ Brown, which is not the end of the world, but it would be cool to have AJ Brown. Nate Davis also wants to be here. I didn't realize that. If I take the signing bonus away a little bit, he's not going to sign this, is he? No, 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 no. Let's just withdraw that offer. We got to try to restructure a few more contracts to be able to afford Nate Davis because getting a star dev 87 overall guard when we need guard would be that's not the right thing. Would be unbelievable. And then uh we can swap what's his face, Cole Holcomb, who we just re-signed, to another team for a draft pick possibly. What other guys can we restructure? We can structure you. We can restructure Canna Quanu. We can do no. We just re-signed Kelvin Harmon, Logan Thomas. We can do Jamar Chase. He's still on his rookie deal though. That leaves us with 50 million. What about Dustin Hopkins? Okay, we can do that. 52 million. That puts 42 in the salary cap. What does that do for us? Does that make us get AJ Brown? No, we still can't get AJ Brown. Just wanted to check. But what about Nate Davis? He's really wants to be here, and we can really make this work. It'd be a huge upgrade. A huge upgrade. He might sign with the Niners though. Please. Both of them sign with us. Yes! Huge free agency. Nate Davis and Tremaine Edmonds have signed with the team. That's a huge free agency. That means Quinn Miners can go back to left guard. And we can trade Cole Holcomb or Casey Toohill, I guess. Doesn't really matter who gets traded. We need a backup running back, actually. Defense. So we've got Edmonds and Baker. We can now trade Holcomb for possibly a draft pick. No trade packages for him, unfortunately. He's a middle linebacker. Who needs a middle linebacker? The Bills need a middle linebacker, but they're not going to have a good draft pick. Eagles need a middle linebacker. They have pick number 9. I'd be happy to take pick number 9 off your hands. Okay, they don't like that. Oh, it's because I don't have a first round pick this year. I forgot about that. I've been trading away all my first round picks, haven't I? Almost, 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 almost. Very close. Probably not going to get it done. Oh, wait, what? What'd that say? We can't consider this because it would put us over the salary cap. No! That's why the trade packages weren't there because any trade that I take is going to take us over the salary cap. You hate salary. Madden and money sucks. All right, I got a little too aggressive there. We won't be able to trade Cole Holcomb. We won't even have a first round pick this year. Poo. That's a big pile of horse dong. Okay. So now we don't have a first round pick. We are going to need to be very creative on how we get an upgrade at tackle. Paris Johnson was my plan at tackle, but since we're not going to be able to get him, we might have to pivot to maybe Thanos himself, DeJuan Jones. So we'll scout DeJuan Jones. There's not really anybody else that I want right there, I don't think. Why does this have to be the way that it is? The way that it is. The way that it is. There's nobody here that I want except for Big dog. Keon White. We don't really need a defensive end. We need a running back. We need a backup running back. Let's see. We got to keep scouting guys that are down here because we don't have a first round pick. So, um, DeMarvion Overshawn. Let's do Trenton Simpson. And then Tyree Wilson, corner. We don't really need corner. Clark Phillips could be cool. There's a couple corners down here that I wouldn't be opposed to getting on this squad. Let's just go to running back because we need a backup. So let's look for a backup running back that I'd be fine with. And I guess it doesn't matter. So let's just scout Deuce Vaughn, who's very small. Very small little guy. Okay. Let's go on to this draft. I really hope that we made the right decision by keeping Dwayne. I'm very scared. Very, very scared. Start drafting. No first round pick this year. But let's get to the second round where our pick is number 43. What's on the table? Will Levis went in the second round. Brian Branch, Sam Laporta. We need a tight end. And Sam Laporta is my guy. Welcome aboard, big dog. Tight end, done. Tight end is figured out. That's a huge pickup. I didn't even consider him because I didn't think he was going to be available. We go to the third round. Who's going to be available in the third effing round? Trenton Simpson is probably my guy. I see Rashee Rice down there too. What about the biggest dog? He's a round 3 to 4 guy. I'm going to pass on him. DeJuan Jones. I'm going to take Trenton Simpson. He just has more upside. And then we go to the fourth round. Maybe he makes it. Maybe he's still here at the fourth round. He is not. Okay. So we're not going to get an upgrade at tackle this year. There's not... Ooh, Puka. I might take Puka here. Yeah, let's just take Puka. I didn't realize he was going to be available. Puka Nacua. Welcome aboard. Number 91, Hidden Dev, another wide receiver. Then we go to the fifth round, and there's probably not going to be anybody available that I want. Deuce Vaughn is still available at running back. So is Chase Brown. Chase Brown had a good season for the Bengals. We'll take Chase Brown. He is normal dev. He doesn't need to be really much. We just needed a backup for Najee. And then we'll simulate out of the draft. Oh, I really hope I made the right decision by not going after one of those quarterbacks and staying true to Dwayne Haskins. He's shown some progression. He just needs to keep showing that progression. Sam Laporta, Trenton Simpson, Puka Nacua. Low overall guys, but they're going to be studs for us in a couple of years. Bijan, best player, obviously. The quarterbacks, let's just go to round number 1. The quarterbacks, 1 overall was Bryce Young to the Niners, and then CJ went at number 9 to the Eagles. Okay, we could have had one of them. Probably not Bryce. I wasn't going to trade up to number 1 overall, but we could have had CJ, I guess. Okay, what is this? Year number 4 we're going into? I think so. Going into year number 4. Sam Laporta will start at tight end. The offensive line's looking okay. It's all on Haskins at this point. It is all on Dwayne. Because the defense is going to be the best it's ever been. Everybody's going to keep getting better. We did switch defense to Dallas's playbook, so maybe that'll help us a little bit. I don't know. It's all on the quarterback at this point. It is all on the quarterback. And funny enough, we are very close to getting Jaden Daniels, which is kind of hilarious. I said we weren't going to wait and get we weren't going to wait till Jaden Daniels' draft class. He might is it this one? Or is it no, it's not this one. It's the next one. I think, right? Cuz we're into 2024. Oh no, it is this class. So we still don't have a quarterback We still don't have a quarterback, and Jaden Daniels is up. So I guess I didn't tell the truth when I said we weren't going to wait until Jaden Daniels came out to actually have a quarterback. I thought we'd have one by now, but it's just a lot of the quarterback draft classes from this early 2020s is not very good. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, you've got nobody in the 2022 that I wanted. Nobody, absolutely nobody in 20. Oh no, 2022 is Pickett and them guys. That's garbage. And then 2023 is Bryce, which we just went through, and it's just those classes are just not that good. So I don't know. It's a tough decision, but we chose Dwayne Haskins. Will he be able to live up to that hype? We paid him a lot of money. Let's simulate and find out. It seems like the payoff was worth it to trust Dwayne Haskins in this system because we ended up with 13 wins, and not only 13 wins, but the number one seed in the NFC. Dwayne Haskins did not disappoint. We believed in him, and oh my God, he paid off. 4,300 yards and 41 touchdowns. Dwayne, I'm sorry I ever doubted whether or not to keep you. So I appreciate you actually backing me up. 4,300 yards and 41 touchdowns is great. Najee had almost 1,000 yards on the ground with 6 touchdowns. Kelvin Harmon, 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns. He must be in the slot because there's no other way he's getting these numbers. That's superstar dev for sure. It might even be offensive player of the year, which means X factor for Kelvin Harmon. Oh my God. You got Terry McLaurin and Jamar Chase and Sam Laporta on this team, and Kelvin Harmon is the one who's getting the majority of the yards and catches and touchdowns and all kinds of crazy things. Wow. Tremaine Edmonds, big free agent signing. He gets 102 tackles, 87 for Fuller, and 85 for Baker. 20 tackles for loss for Chase Young, 18 for Allen, 14 for Payne. Sack leader was Chase with 15 and a half, and then Payne at 13. I'm glad Deron Payne's developed because it was a little scary there that he wasn't going to develop. 6 interceptions for Kendall Fuller, and we make the postseason, and not just make the postseason, we were the number one overall seed, and by a good amount, by 2 games from the Packers. So does this mean that Madden is going to do the classic screw me? It does. 42-38, we lose. I hate this game so much. Oh my God. How do we win those games and then lose in the first round? It makes no sense, man. Come on. All right. Well, at least we don't have to worry about the quarterback position anymore. We've got our guy in Dwayne Haskins. We don't have to get Jaden Daniels, even though it'd be really, really cool to have Jaden Daniels. We don't need him anymore because Dwayne is our guy for the future or for this rebuild, which is fun. That's what I wanted to have happen, but I wasn't sure it was actually going to happen with the whole he was a low overall. But he just needed the talent around him to be even better, and the offensive line got good, and then he started to get good, plus the playbook. So, hey, look at that. Drew Brees wins Coach of the Year. That's pretty awesome. Mahomes gets another Super Bowl. He wins MVP and league MVP. We get Coach of the Year. Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, and Darius Leonard are the Players of the Year. Bryce Young and Will Anderson Jr. are the Rookies of the Year. Not a surprise. I think those are who won it in real life, isn't it? No, CJ Stroud won it. That's right. CJ got it in real life. Okay, so let's look at the team. We get dev trade upgrade for Kelvin Harmon. I would have been shocked if he didn't get an upgrade. Puka's also got superstar. So wide receiver's fine. Dwayne gets star. Oh, baby. Okay. Okay. Najee's good. Sam Laporta went from a 71 to an 80. 81. He went 10 upgrade. He got 10 points. That's crazy. Offensive line's looking good except for right tackle. Edmonds is an X factor now. Chase Young is an X factor now, and he's a true 99. Oh, yeah. We're winning a Super Bowl. We're winning the Super Bowl next year. It has to happen. This team is ready to go. This team is more than ready to win a Super Bowl. The only problem is we don't have any money left. We paid a lot of guys a lot of money. Please don't be anybody important. It's PS2 for an extension or for an option. It's Cam Curl. It's Jamar Chase for an option. It's Montez. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. There's a lot of people looking for new contracts, and there's not a lot of money to be had. This might have to be going down the rabbit hole of good old fashioned restructure. I haven't done this in a long time to make sure that we get money, but it might have to be a classic juice restructuring of a bunch of contracts, which is going to hurt us in the long run. I understand, but we're only looking to win a Super Bowl this year. So if we can get enough money freed up that we can win a Super Bowl next year, then that's going to be what we do. So, how's that? How does that free us up? It gives us 38 million. We can work with that. We can work with 38 million. We've got to get back Cam Curl. That just has to be priority number 1. Cam Curl has to come back. Please accept the contract, Cameron Curl. He's going to come back. That leaves us with $20 million. $20 million. We can get Fuller back. I don't even know if we necessarily need Kendall Fuller at this point. We've got some pretty deep cornerback talent, but it probably would be smart to get him since he wants to be here and all. He's going to come back. So Cam Curl and Kendall Fuller have returned. Now, the thing with Deron Payne is he's not necessarily a starter because we have Jonathan Allen. So Montez Sweat and Deron Payne. Montez Sweat and Deron Payne. Yeah, Deron Payne's a backup now that we're in the 3-4. And then obviously Montez Sweat, but we could move Holcomb or Simpson over. I know it's not ideal because Sweat's so good. This could be a prime trading situation. We trade Montez Sweat for something else. Sauce Gardner, J.C. Horn, Anton Harrison, Evan Neal. There's a lot of options for Montez Sweat, but I think we should trade him for another linebacker. If we can trade him for another linebacker, that would be super awesome. So who's that other linebacker going to be? It's got to be somebody with a little bit of control so we don't have to worry about paying them. Trayvon Walker. We could probably get him. Shaq Thompson, Hutchinson. I mean, I wanted Hutchinson when the draft came around. And I can get him straight up. Okay, so we swap for a rookie in Aiden Hutchinson, or a young, I guess he is a rookie, yeah, right? I don't know. And then we trade Deron Payne for just whatever. We trade Deron Payne for something. We can get Sauce. We can get Derek Stingley, John Reed, Williams, Trayvon, Max Crosby. I'm going to trade him for Sauce. I know we don't need a corner, but I just wanted Sauce on the team. So now we have Surtain, Fuller, Sauce, Davis. Cornerback room is done. The team is done in general. The team is done in general. We were able to get some players for Sweat and Deron Payne. I probably should have traded one of them for a right tackle, if I'm being honest. I kind of forgot about that. But Hutchinson and Gardner are now on the team. Maybe I can trade Casey Toohill for a right tackle. Let's try that. Let's try that, because I think right tackle is the last position that is in need of being traded for, or in need of acquiring. So let's look at a right tackle. Who can I grab? There's Paris Johnson Jr. I wanted him last year. Whoa. Okay, they don't value Casey Toohill at all. How about I give you a first-round pick in 2030 because I'm trying to win a championship right away. Never mind. Paris Johnson Jr. off the table. Maybe we'll have to go for somebody a little bit more experienced, like Tristan Wirfs. There's DeJuan Jones, Braden Smith. Braden Smith might not be a bad one. Lane Johnson's too old and too expensive. Penei Sewell, Evan Neal, Trent Brown. Most of these guys are going to be a better upgrade than Morgan Moses, obviously, but I just want to get the right guy. Somebody that's got years of control. Somebody who's not going to be killer expensive like Braden Smith. It's going to have to be a rookie, right? Because we're not going to be able to pay Regular contract. Oh, we can afford Darnell Wright. We can afford Darnell Wright. What about the first round pick? Do I really give up two first round picks for Darnell Wright? Seems kind of insane, but it might just be what we do just to get a right tackle. Or maybe I can get away with giving up more than this. Maybe I gotta give up another player. Uh, I could give them Nico. Do they want Nico Collins? We have Puka now. They wanted Nico Collins. Okay, so that's a lot for Darnell Wright, but we needed a right tackle and they didn't value Casey Toohill that much. Okay, so right tackle. So offense line's now basically done because Kendrick Green and Quinn Miners can fill out the guard spot. That's done there. We're going to have Trenton Simpson preferably move over to outside linebacker. He should have the speed to be able to do that. And if he can do that, if not, we can just move Holcomb over. Okay, so he goes up in overall. Perfect. Our team is basically ready to win a championship at this point. We got to go to the draft. We don't have a first round pick again this year, but we got to go to the draft. And then we've got to draft somebody. I don't know who it's going to be, but we got to draft somebody in the second round, maybe a backup at certain positions. I don't know. Let's just sim straight to the draft. I don't even care about the final scouting stuff. This team is ready to win a championship. I can feel it. We're on the cusp. We are on the cusp of a championship. I can feel it in my bones, and not even I can feel it in my loins as well. I can feel it everywhere. I'm vibrating. I can feel it so well. Similarly to our pick in the second round. All right. Let's make the JJ McCarthy went 58th overall to the Jags, by the way. Penix is available. Running back, wide receiver, Adonai Mitchell, Roman Wilson, Malachi Corley. There's a couple guys here. I don't hate those guys. Tight end, left tackle. Zach Zinter. Ooh. I don't hate Zach Zinter at guard or center. Tavondre Sweat. We do probably need a backup after giving up Deron Payne. Peyton Wilson in the third round. Braylon Trice I like. Okay. There's a couple guys. Tavondre's round 3 to 4. Brandon Dorless I like as well. Zach Zinter's also round 3 to 4. Let's take Zinter first and then see what happens in the third round. I don't know what's going to happen, who's going to be available, but we'll take another. We can always use another guard. Especially because Kendrick Green doesn't have a dev trait. So let's go take a look at the defense. So Dorless is still there. Okay, so D-tackle Tavondre Sweat got taken. And so did Peyton Wilson. I didn't think he'd be gone. We could still take Dorless, but I don't know if I want to take Dorless or not. I kind of want to take one of the wide receivers. Maybe J-Mac? Maybe a little J-Mac action from the Bucs series? Let's take Adonai Mitchell. Why not? Why not? Another wide receiver, 94 speed. Give Haskins another weapon, and then we'll just end the draft there. We've got to win a Super Bowl here. We've tossed all of our eggs in this basket. We've got to win a championship right here, or it's going to be very ugly. Very, very ugly. Zinter's a 72, Mitchell's a 73. They took a couple extra scrubs. That's okay. Whatever. We don't care. All right. Gotta win a championship in this season so that we can complete the rebuild and have a successful episode or a successful video. Drake May's in Tampa, just like his papa, Tom Brady. Okay. This is the squad for what could be the final year. I hope it's the final year. We need it to be the final year because we don't have any money. We've kind of gone all in. Dwayne, I need you to go even crazier than you did last year. The defense isn't going to be the problem. It's going to be Dwayne and the offense. We're going to see if they're going to be good enough. But the offense or the defense is fine. We've got some studs all across the board. We're going to simulate the season and figure out if this team can win a championship. I really hope so, because if not, we are screwed. We have no cap room. We have no draft picks. We have nothing. We are in danger if we don't win a championship. So we're kind of putting a lot of pressure on the boys, but it's got to happen. It has got to happen. I'm going to load in the 2025 draft. I don't even think I have a good one. Do I? Did I get an updated one? I don't think so. Some of these guys aren't leaving. Like Quinn Ewers is he coming back? I don't even know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Hopefully we want to use that draft class because we will have won a Super Bowl. That is the goal. That is the big dog goal. Zach Zinter gets a couple upgrade points. We're going to simulate the year. Please, 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 Madden gods, allow me to win a Super Bowl here. I will sell my soul to the devil for a championship. Let's simulate. We finished up the sim and we went 13-4. Not only making the playoffs, number 1 seed in the NFC. So it looks like Dwayne Haskins continues to impress me and continues to back up my feeling that I went all in on him, and he's paying it off. He also was 3rd in the league in passing yards this year, so he had a big year. 4,600 with 35 touchdowns and just 10 interceptions. That's the Dwayne Haskins I want to see. Good numbers. And Najee, oh my God, he had 1,000 yards even. You know how hard it is to get 1,000 yards on the dot? That's crazy. 14 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry. Kelvin Harmon again. Oh my God, this dude needs to get out of the slot because he's going absolutely ham, and I don't have enough bacon because it's getting crazy. 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. Jamar Chase almost had 1,000. Terry McLaurin almost had 1,000. Weird simulation for the receivers, but as long as we win games, I honestly don't care who gets the yards. 103 tackles for Tremaine, 88 for Cam Girl. McKinley Jackson, the backup rookie D tackle, had 12 tackles for loss and led the team. Okay, big dog. 15.5 sacks for Chase Young, 10.5 for Hutchinson, 8.5 for Jonathan Allen, 5 picks for Patrick Surtain, the Deuce. That's huge. That is huge. And we take on the Seattle Seahawks. Please do not be one and done. I will have a heart attack. 42-17. Thank you. Okay. We go to the NFC title game for the first time in the rebuild. We have to win a Super Bowl. It has to be. I sold my soul to the devil. I sold my soul to the Madden gods. I have to win a championship this year or I'm going to be screwed. So NFC championship in Washington against the Packers. Let's win. NFC Championship Commanders versus Packers. I did see while loading in that Jordan Love is quarterbacking the Green Bay Packers, and they still have Devontae Adams. So that's why this Packer team has made it to where they are. But we need to beat them and move on to a Super Bowl, because if we don't, I will cry big fat tears of sadness and despair. Can it happen? 2nd and 1. Apparently, I can't save any more storage. I thought that I cleared it up, but I guess I didn't. That's okay. I'm going Terry McLaurin. No, I'm not. It's 2nd and 1. Am I going Terry McLaurin? I'm going Terry McLaurin. He's wide open. Corner end zone. Touchdown, Commanders. Let's go. T-Mac. Huge. 18-14. We have the lead again. I understand I can't save enough space. I didn't realize that I couldn't. I guess I'll have to delete something again when we get out of this. All right. 2nd and 2. Handoff is to Najee. He won't get it. It'll be 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches. Got to get this first down, though. That was a good ball from Dwayne. He put it where only Terry McLaurin could get it. Najee gets us the first down. We're going to keep handing the rock to Najee Harris. Got to take the time off. I'd love to score again, but got to take the time off. And Najee with a great run, great blocking from the offensive line. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 4. Up by 4. At home in the NFC title game. Packers are going to start using their timeouts. I'd prefer to use all their timeouts before we get in the end zone here, but I guess we'll see how the blocking is. Najee Harris, never mind. 1 play, touchdown. Najee gets in. And we might just have to ride it out and see what happens. And we hold on for the victory. The Washington Commanders will play in a Super Bowl, and my soul is still alive for right now until we win a Super Bowl. Obviously, then I sold it. But we win a national championship. We win an NFC championship, and we go to play in a Super Bowl. I love it. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Sam Laporte has gone crazy with the development, by the way. Who are we playing in this magical Super Bowl? Who's it going to be? Don't be the Chiefs, please. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They couldn't have made it any tougher for us. Najee's a true 90 now, though. They couldn't have made it any tougher. We've got to take on Mr. NFL himself, Patrick Mahomes, who won another MVP because he's just God. And we've got to try to take down the Death Star if we want to win this championship. It is our toughest test yet. The Kansas City Chiefs stand between us and holding up a Lombardi, NFL glory, history here in Washington. A chance at a title is just a few quarters away, but the Chiefs do not want us to have that glory. I want the glory. I want it all. 17-7. Please hold on. A minute 45 to go. We lead by 3. We got to get these timeouts used by Kansas City. If we can get the timeouts used, we can win a Super Bowl. Here it is. Najee with the handoff. Decent carry, 3 yards, 1 timeout has been used. Got to get a first down, Najee. Got to get a first down. This offensive line needs to hold up. Come on, boys. We don't get a great run there. It's 3rd and 4, second timeout used. Do we trust the arm of Dwayne? Maybe. 3rd and 4. Sam Laporta, he catches it. It's a first down. Timeout used by the Chiefs. We trusted him. Dwayne did it. He did it. He's going to lead us to a championship. We put our faith, all the eggs in the basket of Dwayne. And he's going to get it done. I can't believe it. I can't actually believe that it worked. I mean, it also helps that I sold my soul to the Madden gods. But also, we are going to get it done regardless. And we win 17-14. The Washington football team / Commanders are your Super Bowl champions. And we did it with Dwayne. There was a time in this video where I thought Dwayne wasn't going to get it done for us. He wasn't going to be the guy to get us to the championship. I thought we might have to move on from him, but he gets to hold up a Lombardi as the starting quarterback of a championship team. Congratulations. And Drew Brees also gets a championship. Another one, this time as a head coach. Oh, man. Oh, baby, baby. I can't believe we did this. Wow, this one was tough. This was a tough rebuild. One of the tougher ones I've had in a while. Just a lot of unlucky things have happened where we just didn't get lucky sim until we changed to Dallas defense. That really helped us out. And then it's all about, simulation's all about quarterback. If you don't have it, just like in real life NFL, if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to go anywhere. And we just didn't have one. And look at that. He gets the Super Bowl MVP as well. We go back-to-back with Coach of the Year with Drew Brees. TJ Watt and Stephon Diggs are Players of the Year. Caleb Williams and Peyton Wilson are the Rookies of the Year. Patrick Mahomes gets another MVP. But we just needed a quarterback. And then we finally got Dwayne to develop, and he's taken it and gotten a Super Bowl. And not only that, but a Super Bowl MVP as well. What a fun team. A very, very fun team. I haven't done a rebuild in this era in a while, so it was fun to get to use some of these newer draft classes that I haven't got to use very much. I'm more used to like the middle 2010s middle 2010s and middle 2000s, that era of NFL. I'm more used to that with those other rebuilds I've been doing. So getting to use like Jamar Chase and Sam Laporta and Hutchinson, guys like that, and Micah Parsons, it's been super fun to get to use these guys. Good team. Fun team, fun rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any suggestions for teams or situations or years or whatever you want to see me do in the future in terms of rebuilding. And I'll maybe do them in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.